There's one young guy in our group that through the setting of small groups has really been able to talk about things that he may struggle with, maybe in the personal life, and where he just really didn't feel like he had a platform to share it with, and kind of felt alone when trying to deal with it. And being in a small group setting and hearing others like him struggle with things, it really made him feel more comfortable with sharing that, and being able to feel like others share the same problem or similar problems, and feel more at home.
Sunday, I was sitting next to a girl in the larger teen group when everybody was in there, and she was too shy to speak up in front of the group, so she kind of whispered me her comment, and then I made her comment for her. Whereas when we switched to the smaller group setting on Wednesday nights, she would speak up and be involved in discussions, and so it was really encouraging. I also heard of a parent came to me and said, you know, before we started doing these small groups, my daughter wouldn't be really motivated to come on Wednesday nights after school. She'd be just so tired. But now at 6 o'clock, she's the first one ready, and she's excited and really looking forward to going to church. And so that's really neat to see what an impact the small groups have been on her life, and being able to really take part in the discussions. And so it's been a really big blessing to a lot of the teens.
What I can think of talking about small groups is we had this one guy in our group that was just really upset. We had a lot of loss throughout this semester in our church and in the community, and he had these questions he didn't understand, and it was almost an anger of, I don't get why this stuff's happening. And instead of that going silent, he's able to, in a small, safe group setting, be able to say, hey, I'm really struggling with this, I'm really upset. And we as leaders are allowed to, and we are able to comfort him, tell him those feelings are okay, and then also be able to guide him to a more positive outlook and a positive source to deal with those feelings, instead of letting them just stay inside.
I was sitting in class one day with the junior high group. It was a rather large group, and at the end of the class, one of the boys was encouraged to pray by some of the other guys, and he was absolutely against it. So I talked to him about it that day after class, and then asked him why he wouldn't be willing to pray, and he said that he didn't know what to say. So I shared with him what kind of things that he could think about and share in the prayer, and the next Wednesday night we had our small group, and at that small group I asked him to pray. And amazingly, this quiet kid who never says a word anywhere said the prayer at the end of class, and successfully.
Been such a huge blessing to the youth ministry. The things that I've seen happen over the past 9 months in small groups are things that I haven't seen happen for the past 7 years in doing youth ministry and doing class the way we used to do it. I see teens opening up and sharing things that they never had shared in the past. I see walls being broken down. I see teens growing up and leading because they have formed a small community of friends that they feel comfortable with. And when we're in a group of 60 or 70 people on Wednesday night, it feels really intimidating to speak up, or to lead a prayer, or to share a thought, or to share what you're struggling with. But when you're in a group of 10 or 15 people that you've been with for the past 7 or 8 or 9 months, and you get really comfortable with them, and you have adults who are showing up week in and week out, and who are pouring into your lives, and who are texting you on the weekend, and who are showing up to your ball games, and it becomes so easy and natural to break out of your shell, to do things that you haven't done before. And this is exactly what small groups have done for us. And I have been so thankful for our small group leaders and for our small groups. I hear stories week in and week out of teens doing things that they haven't done before, of changes being made in teens' lives because of our small groups and our small group leaders. It has been such a huge blessing to our youth ministry.